Hey guys, Big J here from the Centre Bounce. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful what is Thursday morning. Now, I almost didn't bring out the team review this week. Not that I scored poorly, not that I didn't want to show, hey, where we are in rankings and whatnot. I just forgot. I was just like, yeah, going through the motions for the last couple of weeks, and it has been a bit crazy. As you guys saw from the thumbnail today, mate, there are some bloody fantastic scores this week. This is the first time ever. Now, I've been playing Supercoach since 2017. That's when some of you guys may have been born, may have never touched a computer before then. But yeah, since 2017, this is the highest scores that I've ever seen in Supercoach. Someone will prove me wrong. Someone will say, Big J, 2018, round 23. I'm like, mate, I wasn't sure back then. But this is what I can remember. The highest scores ever in Supercoach. We did okay. Still fell down the rankings, but congrats to the 4 people. I think there was 4 people that went over 3,000. Have a good one, fellas. We scored 2503 this week. And to be fair, it was not a bad score. I had a sneaky feeling in my head, hey, I may actually go up. But I've seen so many content creators this week saying, oh, I got 2,700. I thought I would be doing okay. And then they still went down in rankings. So the fact that we went down in rankings probably makes a bit of sense for today. Let's check out Team of the Week. We'll talk my team, captaincy, and then heading into round 21. So Team of the Week this week, obviously pretty bloody phenomenal. Ugh. I'd just like to talk about this defense at the moment. Okay, five good players, 1 really good player, 5 okay players. I mean, Callum Mills scoring 125 at 300k was pretty phenomenal. And then he had O'Farrell and Bosslinger. Like, come on, man. I know what you're a sneaky boy. Yeah, congratulations on winning the 2K. It is bloody impressive. Not to change the name of someone's team, but I think someone did a naughty this week, and Supercoach had to come in and change someone's name. So there you go. It is a famous song, but maybe not be child appropriate. Bontempelli captain this week, which was amazing. Obviously missed out on 8 points from Nick Dacos. How do you know? But just this bench. Now, something to show you guys for next year. This guy scored 3,000. He has no bench cover. Keep it up for next year, guys. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, it's not good enough. I mean, he's got some bloody fantastic players in there, but has no bench cover, period. Max Gorn as the emergency, obviously Boyd captain. Even the forward line wasn't great. So for how good he did this week, congratulations. There you go. Let's check out the team. If Supercoach decides to load. Bloody Supercoach. What are you doing? We went Nazaya, captain. Actually, no. Sorry. Let me undo the changes. Not that it matters too much. We went Bontempelli, captain. It's what we were saying we were going to do. Potentially look at doing similar this week versus GWS. I think he's on fire. I think he's had, 3 games of 150 plus or close enough to it. So love to jump on that train. We will be going Bont into Nazaya. North Melbourne, I think, will falter again this week, especially without a ruckman. Larky may be back, but I think we'll definitely falter a little bit. Holmes went well. Clark went well. Dale, Callum Mills, 125 into the Whitfield 110. Life would have been a lot easier if I had kept someone like Assad over a Hustwaite. I don't know why I did that. I think I figured, hey, Hustwaite may end up being some nice coverage. Would have let McCarthy be best 23 every week, which I think is probably the right position for him. The guy's gone, 95 over a short average. He may end up being a selection next year in Supercoach, depending on his price. Bont, Nick Dacos, what a freak. Jordan Dawson. If you guys haven't already, jump on Pommy in Oz. This week I did feature talking about, the week that was, a bunch of other things. We spoke a bit about Jordan Dawson and how he's most likely the selfless captain. well, we've spoken about it a lot on the channel before, but in games that they need him to stand up, he does. But in games where they need him to just stand back, neutralize the opposition best midfielder by putting them on Jordan Dawson, he does that. Doesn't score massive, lets everyone else do it, and then here we go. Josh Dunkley, 88. Brayshaw, 112. Definitely has fallen from grace. Remember when he was averaging like 130s? Now he's 540k, and probably not a start for me next year. It happens. McKercher 106. Nice to see that. Adam Chera 84. Now, there might be some talk this week that he is not even going to be on. Is it on the plane or just not playing at all? Maybe not on the plane this week. So we could go down to 20. There you go. Shy Bolton 100. And then the bench. So I don't think I've done terribly considering like I just haven't had a primo for a while. I obviously spent my trades too willy-nilly this year, but it is what it is. 5 more weeks of fun. Or 5 or 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more weeks of fun. Tom DeConning looks like I reckon he's out the door already. If I had the trade, he would have been out the door from my team. Tristan Cherry will be back next week. So at least, hey, we held him. There you go. Bailey Smith, 156. Nice to see it. Probably the best player to leave a club and go to another club, especially for what Geelong has actually paid for him in terms of trade value. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Rankin with the 59, not great. I think he kicked a couple of goals too. So, Petrarca, 108. Sam Darcy, 150. Now, this is why we forced him into our team, excuse me, a few weeks ago. But when we did, the last couple of weeks have not been great. I think we actually missed out on the Richmond score from memory, and then we forced him into the team. He did okay, but this is the first 150. Now, the Dogs' upcoming fixture is a bit nasty. Lee Kalia will probably be on him this week. Melbourne, okay, May or Lever, West Coast, and then Freo, who's probably going to hurt him a little bit. So we may get a couple of big scores out of him yet. Caleb Daniels, 66, not great. Turnover king. I think he's number 1 for turnovers now, which is not good, especially as a North Melbourne fan. There's definitely some talks that he may get dropped, or some fans that are saying, hey, don't put him in the team. So could that affect us? Probably, especially for those that don't have trades. Matt Kennedy, 89. And then that's it, really. There are some really good captains. We'll talk about it today in the live stream for the drive home at 5:30. Hopefully you guys are there. Western Bulldogs versus GWS. I love the Bont. Dawson could be okay. Depends if Hawthorn are going to tag. Melbourne, probably not. If you've got Max Scorn, okay. I think he'll do quite well this week. Maybe retirement tour soon for Max Scorn. But yeah, Max Scorn versus West Coast. Matt Rowell versus Richmond. That's probably where your vice captain wants to finish. Especially because a lot of us still have Boyd. Sydney versus Essendon, potentially a Heaney if you guys have him in your teams. No one really from Collingwood. I mean, you can pick Nick Dacos every day of the week, but probably no one from there. I'm going to go Nazaya captain. And then Geelong and Freo and Port Adelaide, probably a bit tougher to pick. So Bontempelli into Nazaya for me this week. Let's quickly have a look. Bont into Nazaya, but can pick a few things. The bare bones of the team are good. It's just like D6, Paul Whitfield on there. I wish I had a better coverage. Could have freed up McCarthy. M7, M8, kind of these two players. I mean, McKercher's not great either. And then probably Caleb Daniel over here. So it's happened. What can you do? Guys, let me know down in the comments. Were you one of the magical 3,000 plus scores this week? Who's your captains? How's your team going? There's been some massive shifts I've seen in the last few weeks, especially in the content creator space, of guys that were, top 500 at a minimum. And then it just dropped, absolutely dropped in terms of scoring. So, if you guys had held on, you had a better team, but maybe a poor start, you've definitely jumped up in the last few weeks. I remember this time last year, I was in your position. Now, the scoring wasn't as high, but I definitely had a lot of bench coverage compared to a few other people. Horn Francis is out for the year, so there's a donut in a lot of people's forward lines. Miles Bergman is now out for the year as well, so there's another donut in a few people's forward lines. Sorry, midfield defense as well. just these little tiny things definitely start to hurt, definitely start to rack up, and big difference maker, especially those that have coverage. In saying that, if you looked at the top number one team for this week, defense bench, no D6. So what can you do? Midfield had nothing, forward line had nothing. So live with the seat of your pants, I guess. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you for the drive home tonight, because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you guys don't have to. Bye for now.